Right, we have had a verdict on this basin in this bathroom on the house extension. I left it with the customer over the weekend to see exactly where they wanted it, whether they wanted it moved a little bit further to the left, or left where it was, or moved to the right, or what. They have turned around and said they are happy with where that is at the minute. So if that's where they want it, that's where I'm going to fit it. So we'll get the tap in it, we'll get the waste made into it, and then we can connect underneath here and get it all connected in. But I just wanted them to make the final decision on it, because if we had to move it further to the left, we was going to have to screw it through the tiles, and it would have left a slight mark this side. We could have patched it up with grout or like a grey silicone or whatnot, but that's where they want it, so that's where they're having it. Right, let's get it in. So I've got the tap mounted in the basin. Now this whole suite, I think, near enough, is from IKEA. So we know exactly what's going to happen when we come to fit the waste, which I'll show you in a minute. But just to sort of sum it up, the waste hole and the overflow are in line. But if you look at that tap, the tap's fitted central to the hole that's under there. We can't move it to the right because it will show the gap at the side. So the hole that's formed is about 5 or 6 mil to the left. It just looks rubbish, but the customer supplied everything. Also, being IKEA stuff, you know exactly what I'm going to say if you try to fit it. These wastes are just a waste of time. Comes out of there, goes into there, then you've got to try and get from that into 1.25 inches. They supply you with this, whatever it is. It's just it just makes your life 10 times harder trying to connect stuff up, because that and because the waste trap has the connection in the back for the overflow, which is there. So you've got to use that setup. Yeah, it's just jokes. It's just an absolute joke. So I'm going to faff around now trying to get something that's going to work with a real thin lip here, and then we can get a trap on it and get it sorted. But got to get the hot and colds connected as well. But yeah, just people buy stuff from IKEA because it looks right. They don't care about the person who's got to fit it. This is why I just hate fitting stuff supplied by customers. You go to Plumb Base or you go to your local bathroom supplier and you know exactly what you're getting. But right. But anyway, let's sort this little mess out. Well, what a complete and utter faff that is. I managed to get this in, so we bolted the waste into the top as normal, run it down the back there, got the overflow into the top, and then what we had to do was trim off this end bit so that spigot elbow can go in there. And then what we're going to have to do is get a street 1.5 inches, because this is 1.5 inches here, street 1.5 inches, and then an 1.5 inch mechanical coupler to go on there. What an absolute pain. Anyway, we'll get the hot and colds connected. I'm just going to come straight up here with 2 elbows, 2 isolation valves, and then we can get the flexes on the top there. And look at how small that is. That has got to be probably 4 mil, a 4 mil feed to the tap. But that's what they do on the in Europe, I think. Or is it Scandinavia, Finland, IKEA, Sweden? Got there in the end, I think. But yeah, we'll get them connected up. Got 2 isolation valves. Get them on. So that's the hot and colds connected up now. I'm going to get a couple of cover plates to go on them pipes where they come through. You're not going to see them, but just for my own little peace of mind. Also, we'll get the same with the waste. We'll pick up a spigot 1.5 inch elbow and an 1.5 inch mechanical coupler for that, and then that's that done. So now this bathroom's near enough done. Let's shoot downstairs and crack on with the downstairs cloakroom. So then downstairs in this cloakroom, we've already got the towel rail on, connected up. We've got some little sleeves to go on there before it's all done. But the customer, because they're painting everything themselves, we've got to do that yet. We got this unit hung the other day, again from IKEA, and there's it's out there. There's like a round sit-on bowl that is going to go directly on top of there, and obviously this drawer fits in underneath. But for now, we've got another pan to go in, so it'll be the same principle. offer the pan in, cut the flush pipe, put the L brackets on the floor and connect it all in. You've seen me do it, you've probably seen it on this video. I'm not sure if this video is connected to the other video or not. Also, the chippy had put the top on here and we're leaving this removable so that we can get to the isolation valve down there and obviously to the system as well. But to start off, let's get this pan in. Right, we've got the toilet in. As you can see, it's a bit of a gap there, so we may have to take that out at some point for the plasterer to board that, just to cover that, because this isn't being tiled. But as we stand at the minute, that's in. Move now onto the basin. Floating on this unit here, I've just spoke to the customer and he wants the basin in the middle of the window, not in the middle of the unit, which sort of makes sense because then they can put some bits and bobs on the side there. We've measured it all across, so that is exactly where it's going to go. But I've just picked the tap up, again, another one from IKEA. So I'm going to make the tap in, and then we can see how sort of, whether it goes more to the rear or more to the front. Because with the tap, we've obviously got this lip of the windowsill as well. So I'm going to make the tap in, because we've got to cut out where the waste is, because the bottom of it is just a little bit, sticks out a little bit further, so we've got to cut that out of the worktop before we go any further. But by putting the tap in, we can work out exactly where it's got to go. Draw a little circle in there and we'll know where to cut out for the basin. This tap, I haven't opened it yet, but it comes with a bit of a power source on it. I don't know what for. Again, it's probably IKEA at its finest, but we'll have a look. So I've just dug the instructions out. It looks like it is a contactless tap. So when we connect it up and we peel this sticker off the front, there'll be a little infrared thing there, so that when the tap's in there, just pop your hands underneath it and it'll start. That's what I'm gathering anyway, because typical IKEA stuff, it makes no sense. That's all I can see it doing. So let's get it in. So then we've finished the downstairs cloakroom. About how far we're going to go with it for now. I've connected the waste underneath. That's the only way we could do it with these IKEA waste fittings, but that's done, sorted. So luckily we're pushing on a little bit now. The tiling's going down in the kitchen area, so the kitchen and whatnot will be going in soon. But yeah, we're pushing on, but it means that I can now begin the bit I've been quite looking forward to for a while, and it is the MegaFlow, the 300 litre pressurised MegaFlow system going in where all the pipe work is going to be connected into. What we've got here is, this is going here, this is going to supply our pressurised hot water. So this is our incoming main cold water. That is going to go up through a combination block, pressure reducing valve, and into here. That is going to feed the cylinder. Off the top will come the hot, down and onto there. We'll have balanced cold coming out of the pressure reducing valve onto the cold there. So we've got incoming main, balanced cold, hot, then we're onto the heating side of it. So we've got our primary flow from the boiler, that is going into here. It will then come down, out of here we'll put another two-port zone valve on there to feed the underfloor heating. The returns for them are teed in underneath. Then we've got the central heating two-port zone valve, so that will go to the heating flow. Again, the heating return is teed into the main primary return. Then we've got the return coming out the cylinder from the coil. Obviously that will go in, so that's the hot water two-port zone valve. In, do the coil inside the MegaFlow, heat the hot water in there, out the return there, and into our primary return that's going back to the boiler. Straightforward, isn't it? So what I'm going to do now for the next half hour or so is work out exactly where I'm going to put all the pipe work and sort of get my head around it a little bit. It's not too bad. So yeah, fairly straightforward, sounds easy. And it is relatively, it's just working out exactly where you've got to put everything. So I'm going to start with the cold main, because I want to bring the cold main up and probably go round the back, because I want to be able to fix it to the wall. If we come round the front, there's no fixing points around the front. So if I take the cold main around the back, I bring it out there. We've also got to take a cold feed over to one of the existing showers. That was connected to the cold tank in the roof, which is now redundant, and to be completely honest, I totally missed it. Luckily, Scott the builder popped up into the roof and spotted it, and I went, good job you noticed that. So we've got to hook that over to pick up onto our balance cold that's going to be around there. Hopefully I haven't missed anything else. I don't think I have. We've had it all pressurised up, as you'll have seen on the previous video. But yeah, we're all good to go. Right, let's get my head around this for a little bit and see where we're at.